going to couples therapy as a Latin couple can be more of a problem than a solution porque estamos encontrando cosas nuevas de argumentar. All we're doing is finding new things to argue about. Tell me how we had an argument for an hour and a half about the word partner. En mi vida, yo había argumentado sobre palabra. We've argued about everything else, okay? That's just what we do. Once you've passed the 7-year hump in a marriage, you've argued about it. We've argued about the toilet paper roll. Does it go up? Does it go down? We bully each other into looking good. I'll tell her, you have more cellulite than yesterday. And ella me dice a mí, pues tú tienes más donut que Dunkin' Donut. Oh, your donut's getting bigger than a Dunkin' Donut sign, in order to translate it so you understand the gist. She's telling me that I'm getting fat. I'm telling her that she's getting fat. And that's how we help each other out. As soon as she says that, I will skip a meal or two, okay? Because I feel a certain way. You always want to impress the person that you're with, and she always wants to impress me. And once you get that slight little criticism, it helps you out. Now, going back to the fucking therapy thing, the couples therapist called, oh, Junior, how are you feeling today with your partner here? And I'm like, wait a second, what with my partner? What does that even mean? She's my wife. She's like, yeah, well, it's politically correct nowadays to call the other person that you're with partner. I'm like, I guess if I'm not with her, like I understand if you're in your 30s and you're getting to know someone or you're with someone, you wouldn't want to call her a girlfriend because she's not a girl, she's a woman. Or if it's a guy, it's not a boyfriend, it's a man. It's like, okay, you could call that partner, but this is my wife. She's like, no, this is how we're going to refer to you guys from now on. And I shut my mouth and my wife didn't say a fucking thing, okay? And we come out of the therapy session, and after therapy, siempre después de la terapia, you go into couples therapy for real, where it's just the couple discussing what the fuck was just discussed. I guarantee you, if you've ever been to couples therapy, after the therapy, schedule another hour because you're gonna get an ear beating from your wife, from your whoever the fuck, from your partner. Okay, my wife starts saying, "Oh, I'm not your partner," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Oh, in the beginning of the session, she called us partners, and it seemed like you had a problem with that. Are you trying to tell me that I'm not your partner in life?" I'm like, "Puñeta, it's semantics. I'm just saying the word doesn't feel genuine to me. Eso no es parte de mi cultura. This is new, She's like, "No, it's just politically." I agree with the therapist. I'm like, in my head, "Of course you do." And the problem was I didn't say that in my head. I said it out loud, and she's like, "Como que of course I do?" I have disagreed with her before. Y puñeta, an argument for an hour and a half for the word fucking partner. ¿Tú me entiendes? I don't know si es porque la terapista es blanca. Maybe it's because we have a non-melanin therapist. Maybe that's the problem. But we tried the Latina therapist, and that wasn't good because all she did was yell, and it felt like I just had another wife. We tried a black therapist, and that wasn't good neither because she didn't give a fuck. Let's be honest, okay? Have you ever seen a black couples therapist? It must be like Kevin Samuels that died. That's a black couples therapist. I'm not down for that, okay? That's not what I need. I don't need more bullying in my life. I already get it from fucking her. So if you're a Latino couple, I think that in order to get help, you got to help yourself. Go to solo therapy sessions, okay? I think that that's the best because we've also been doing the separate therapy, and I think we come out feeling better about ourselves in those therapy sessions. Como que I deal with my shit growing up because Latinos, we have similar traumas. ¿Tú me entiendes? Estamos todos traumatizados porque venimos de una casa de que nuestros padres, our fathers, our parents were either focused on work, making money, or focused on whatever the fuck they like doing in life, and you were just a part of their life. They just had you because they're pro-life. Why were they pro-life? Because they didn't know they had a choice. Okay? Most times back in the day, all people were pro-life because they didn't understand that a choice was even a possibility. Okay, so we're in the world. Okay, you weren't a choice, you just are. And they didn't know how to deal with you. They didn't even know that if they loved you, you were just there. And that's okay. We have to accept it, okay? I've seen a lot of parents, a lot of Latino older parents, they're like, yeah, my son is my friend. Yeah, he was supposed to be your son, though, or supposed to be your daughter, not necessarily your friend. I understand it. We accept it. We move on. So when you come out of a solo therapy session and you've dealt with that shit, it actually makes you feel better about being you as a Latino, and you could deal with your partner. You see what I did there? You could deal with your wife, con tu loca o con tu loco, porque vamos a ser sinceros, todos estamos locos pa'l carajo. And that's another great phrase for sabo people. Locos pa'l carajo. It means you're out of your fucking mind. Use it as much as you can. Cuando tú ves una persona que está loca, when you're referring to your uncle that you know is fucked in the mind, oh, my uncle, yeah, está loco pa'l carajo. Use it, all right? You're welcome. Loco pa'l carajo estamos todos. I think that we don't ever reflect. We don't have time to reflect nowadays. Siempre estamos en el tira y jala, en el toma y dame, necesito chavo, tengo que pagar los biles, puñeta, ¿qué va a pasar mañana? ¿Qué pasó ayer? ¿Qué está pasando ahora mismo? Yo no sé, no tengo tiempo para vivir en el ahora. This is what happens, okay? So, is couples therapy for Latinos? I don't think so. I don't think we need it. Yeah, we do. We do need it. Okay, I'm being facetious. I'm being facetious against myself. We definitely do need couples therapy, and at the same time, pick your therapist wisely. My wife punched ours. If you don't remember, that's a video. She went to jail. Everything had to bail her out. It was a whole fucking thing. We forgave the therapist. Still our therapist today. Así es la vida. Even if you're no sambo, you understand that when your mother used to say, no hagas un show, and show is translated into scene, don't make a scene or I will beat your ass is getting beaten already no matter what. And if you just so happen to shut the fuck up en esos momentos, the ass beating is better. I remember being in a supermarket, Seatown supermarket in Elizabeth or Newark. I don't know, I was a child. It's the only ever tantrum I had as a child. I remember wanting some sort of candy. Maybe it was Pop-Tarts. I don't know, because it was in an aisle, okay? And I started yelling and screaming that I want this. Ahí mismo, en pleno supermercado, in the super, my ass got beat. My ass got beat that I was slobbering all over the place. I don't know if it was the pain or if it was the human body, el cuerpo humano, an amazing thing. You forget pain. You don't remember what it feels like to be hurt. So that's why you're capable of making the same mistakes again and getting hurt again, because se te olvida el dolor. But I never forgot that shit. I remember the humiliation, okay? You don't remember pain, but you remember humiliation. I remember looking around and there was families of all descents, okay? Habían unos chinos, hasta los chinos me estaban mirando como que diablo, man, you just got your ass beat. Chris Tucker came out of nowhere, your ass got knocked the fuck out. I remember these, that's probably not true, and my mind made that up later after watching Friday, but that's how I felt when I got my ass whooped by my mother in a supermarket in front of everyone. Los negritos mirando, Spanish people, and they were kind of looking at her like, good job. Como que ella lo hizo bien, como que yeah, he'll never do that shit again. And you know what? They were right. Nowadays, you go to supermarkets, you go to department stores that have supermarket, porque everywhere sells everything. You go to any store and they got clothes, they got food, that's why some of those things are gonna be wrong. There used to be specialization in stores. Now that doesn't fucking exist. Now you go to the same store, you get a nevera, you get the things that you put in the nevera, you get a fridge, you get the food, you get the electrical that you need for the fridge, you get wood, you get everything at every fucking store. It doesn't make any sense. But I never did that shit again. And now every single time that I go to a store and I see a child having a tantrum, I wonder, how is the mother planning on fixing that? Because I've seen this gentle parenting shit and it just feels like you're raising gentle people. You know, and gentle people get hurt, and gentle people don't know how to deal with their emotions, and then gentle people start pew-pewing because pulling is easier than going inside and being introspective. That's just my opinion. I don't remember there being a lot of school shootings when I was growing up. That's new to me. Eso nuevo para mí. That shit is a part of, you know, the 2000s. That's a part of, maybe it's a millennial thing, but I think it's more of a Gen Z thing. I might be wrong, but I'm just saying que las cosas han cambiado desde que los padres no pueden ser padres. As soon as parents couldn't be parents, and granted, I didn't have the best parents in the world, but it takes one beating at the right fucking time, and it doesn't have to be a beating. Maybe it's just a flick on the lips. You ever been flicked on your lips that it hurts your teeth, and then you cut the inside of your lip? That happened to me once too, and it wasn't but I'm just, that shit hurts too. ¿Tú me entiendes? It's just like the humiliation. You got to do it in front of people so you remember that humiliation. You never do it again. This might be terrible advice. Yo no soy padre. Yo no tengo hijos todavía. I'm just telling you my experience. Mi experiencia me dice que si tú humillas a un niño, el niño recuerda la humillación y se olvida del dolor. Pain you're gonna forget. Humiliation sticks with you forever. You will change your life if you've been humiliated. You will continue doing what the fuck you're doing if you've only been hurt. Okay, it's crazy to say, but I think that something has to be done. Porque cuando yo veo de la manera que how people are acting and the decisions that are being made en el país completo. When I go outside, again, I'll use the example because it happens to all of us. You're in a department store. You're walking around. You just ever eavesdrop on the conversations people are having? No one is talking about anything of consequence. People are just planning on doing shit that will have no impact in their life. And I know, oh no, but you never know what that moment that's gonna change. For the most part, people are the same. They're carbon copies. Everyone's trying to do the same thing at the same time. Now it's fall. My wife is gonna try to drag me. La mujer esta, no, okay, let's go pick pumpkins and y calabaza. It's like, buy it at this fucking supermarket. I don't wanna go to a field. I look like I'm ready for a field right now, but I'm not going back, okay? That's traumatizing for a person like me. And yes, I worked one day in a field. Back in the day, when I was in high school, my first job was through an agency. That agency was told to pair children, okay, with a job. And the first job that they gave me, and this is very racist of them, ahí la recoger tomate, to go and pick tomatoes. When I tell you that I complained immediately, okay, hours into the job, I was like, this shit is not for me. I'm sorry. My great grandfather, they probably did this shit. Good for them. I'm above it, okay? Maybe I'm not above it, but I don't want to do it, all right? If there's anything else that I can do, that I can use my mind instead of fucking my hands and feet, I would rather much do that. And they changed my job. I went to an office and then I was just filing shit. It was a lot easier, at the same time much more boring, you know, and I had nothing to talk about after work, like nothing to actually complain about other than it was boring. And I wish now that I would have gone through the pain so that I could complain more about picking tomatoes. Pero that's what it takes. It takes you to go through shit. It takes you to experience life. Porque hay mucha gente que están esperando a morir. There's so many people that are just waiting to die. So many. I used to say that about my father. Like, bro, you were able to retire early. I know you don't get a lot of money, pero you don't leave the house. You don't go to the beach. You don't walk around. You barely have any friends, and the friends you do have, you tell them to go fuck themselves every single time. Like, what's going on with you? Vietnam, that's what was going on with him. He had a lot of shit going on in his mind. It's a bad example, but you understand what it is that I'm going, okay? Hay que vivir. Hay que vivir y hay que demostrarle a los niños como you have to show your children how to live. You have to show people that are in your life how to live. And I think we're not doing that enough. I think that people go for advice on ChatGPT rather than have a conversation with a fellow human being that might be going through something that you already went through. It's fucking insane. Why? Because porque. Unpopular opinion, but I am grateful for having grown up poor because it allows me to recognize poor people advice. Porque cuando tú le pides un consejo a un pobre, el consejo del pobre va a ser pobre también. When you ask a poor person for advice, their advice is gonna be just as poor as them because they don't know no better. For instance, I remember growing up and people telling me, other poor people around me telling me, oh, if you want to have money when you grow up, you gotta save money. Incorrect. Eso así no es de la manera que tú haces dinero. You invest your money. Inversiones que es de la manera que tú haces dinero. Oh no, you gotta work hard and that's how you will achieve everything you want. Incorrect. The people that have worked hard, that have been working hard all their life, they're fucked, okay? They just die while working hard. That's what it should say on their tombstone. Always worked hard, then died. Se acabó lo que se daba. And those are consejos. That's advice that you don't even have to ask for. That's a given, especially si tú eres Latino. Those two, they're going to come sometime down the road. Now, I remember asking my dad a very personal question because I had started with a girlfriend in Chiquichaca and I had asked my friends, oh my God, how would I last longer? I've said this before and they were like, oh, think about baseball. And my dad, when I told him that I was looking for his advice, un consejo de mi padre, how do I last longer? And I told him, my friends told me to think about baseball. And he said, that's how you make gay children. My mind was blown. I'm like, ¿Dónde está la data? Where's the puberty study that says if you're thinking about baseball where you're doing chaka chaka with a woman, then the son comes out que le gustan los hombres because you've been thinking about bats and balls. He's like, think about it, okay? If you're thinking about that, you're putting that into the swimmers. Now the swimmers are focused on bat and balls as they go into the egg, and then the egg gets fertilized, and oh my God, all that egg wants is bat and balls. You'll be lucky if you have a girl, then she'll be okay. But if you have a guy, that's what's gonna happen. I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense, you know. And this was years ago. This was literally like 20 years ago, 22 years ago, something fucking crazy. That's what he said. I don't believe him. I learned that when you're looking for advice, you have to ask advice of someone that has actually made it. You can't ask advice and then, of course, people are going to throw you off, okay? Sometimes you can get experience de los pobres, porque that's all I have. All I have in this life is experience on what not to do. Okay, en la mayoría de las cosas, you have to learn how to learn from others and not learn by your own experience. And I know that's hard. Es bien difícil. Es cuando tú ves un boquete en la carretera. When you see a pothole, un boquete is like a big pothole. It's not even a pothole. It's just a fucking hole. It's sunken into the ground. And you see someone go through it. You don't have to go through it yourself in order to know what's going to happen to you. But take that advice for everything in life. If someone is investing money in cryptocurrency and you see that some people make it, some don't, you know there's a 50-50 chance that you're gonna end up fucked. Are you willing to take the chance? Now you're coming at it from a different level. You're not coming at it from a poor person that would never even fucking invest porque they don't have it. They are saving up for a rainy day, and it just it's always going to rain in your life. Things are going to happen. If you're just saving up for rainy days, what are you gonna do on the sunny ones? You're not gonna enjoy the sunny ones? Enjoy the fucking sunny days and fuck the rainy days, okay? Go out even when it's rainy. Just fucking use a hoodie. Use una sombrilla, umbrella, ella. Do something, okay? Don't be waiting around for rainy days. Ask advice of those that have been through it. Ask advice, not to ChatGPT, por favor. We go back to the fucking ChatGPT. I can't tell you how much I hate the idea of not AI. I don't hate the idea of AI. I hate the idea of AI cutting out human interactions. I love it as a tool. As a tool to use what we want to do, cool. As a tool to bypass everything a human does, not cool. Understand that creativity even, you could use it, yeah, but it shouldn't be the end all be all. No debería ser el todo de tu creatividad. Tú no podrías... se me hace difícil a mí entender. Even in the process of making something, as you're making it, you're having conversations with other people, and that shit that you're making tends to evolve, tends to become better when you get people's opinions, when you get people's ideas on your idea. That idea just expands, and you might not listen to their idea fully, but it helps you flesh out your own idea. I know it's kind of complicated to understand because normally people don't think about it that way. People are just fucking lazy. ¿Tú me estás entendiendo? So again, to take advice from an AI, to take advice from poor people, I wouldn't suggest it. We all need to be looking at the people that have done what we want to do, and even if we're not going to take that same road, porque eso es otra cosa. No estoy diciendo que tú tienes que hacer lo mismo que ha hecho la otra persona paso por paso. There's no need to mimic every fucking thing the person does. That is the one good fucking takeaway that I got from the movie Him. And I'm not going to talk about that movie because it's very upsetting. There's nothing positive to say. It's like a fever fucking dream. I hated it. I said I'm not going to talk about it. I shouldn't be talking about movies because it's a thing that I want to break into, and I can't fucking knock everyone down that's already making what I want to make. You understand what I'm saying? My point is, start asking advice from people that you admire, not necessarily that you love. Porque nosotros confundimos el amor. El amor es una emoción. Love is an emotion that blinds you, right? Everyone understand that love is blinding. So that doesn't mean that your parents are the smartest people in the world. And sometimes the advice that they give you is fucked. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're just, using the information that they have at hand. And you might have other information. You might have other people at hand that could possibly help you out better, that could serve you better in your life. So take that into consideration. Yo digo todas estas cosas como buen Latino. I say all these things like a good Latin person that I know that we struggle asking for help. Se nos hace bien difícil. Latinos struggle asking for help because we feel pride, and pride is fucking with you. If you've ever seen the movie Pulp Fiction, that's pride fucking with you. That is the best thing in that movie because it's true. You get in your own way thinking that you know best. You have this ego, and you have to cancel out your ego most times in your life when you want to grow. Porque normalmente solo no podemos crecer tanto. Normalmente necesitamos la ayuda de otro. Normalmente, I'm just saying. So yeah, start growing by asking the right people the advice that you need. As a millennial living through so many negative historical events, I believe that the positive history ended with the baby boomers. Imagine yourself celebrating wars, okay? Because that's what they used to do. They were so naive, so ignorant that you tell them we have to invade another country. Y ellos, sí, puñeta, vamos para allá. Yes, that's exactly what we got to do. You tell us with the amount of knowledge that we have, because don't get it twisted, we are right now the smartest generation en todo Estados Unidos, in all of the United States. It's us. Why isn't it Gen Z? Because they're still learning. Why isn't it Gen X? Because they give up. Why is it the baby boomers? Porque God willing, they're already buried. And I say that, and I know it sounds terrible to wish for people to just be gone, but motherfuckers, stop. You ruin the entire world. You're so fucking selfish. De que lo quieren todo. I don't understand. That's why the housing market has gone up, because let me tell you, if people were to take a stand and you tell homeowners, hey, you could make $1 million and you would come out of it like a thief in the night, or you could sell it at a reasonable price. No, you tell that to any boomer and they're like, nah, fuck that. Sell it for as much as possible. Let there be a fucking bidding war. I'm not going to leave anything to my children, to my kids. Fuck everyone. Everyone should make something of themselves. I didn't get any help. Yes, you did. You had the entire government helping you. Back then, te estaban ayudando because they wanted to make an example out of the country. Back then, they had to pick you up so that the country will become what it is now. And now we are estamos completamente jodidos. Entiéndase that we are the smartest and make the least amount of money. No matter what you're doing. No matter what even if you're a doctor, even if you're a lawyer, the amount of money that you're making right now with the knowledge that you have would have been 10 fucking fold 50 years ago. Explicoteame eso. Why? Because ¿por qué? Porque el gobierno se dio cuenta that they could just take advantage of us, de que somos esclavos. And I understand. I get it. Everyone is fighting for themselves, and these people that were on the top, they realize that oh my God, if we give people certain liberties, vamos a echar para adelante nosotros. They didn't count on us being smart. They didn't count on the internet having multiple uses. Yes, for the most part, people use it as jack-off machines. And let's talk about the jack-off machines, because I loved reading the survey that the certain site does, the Chucu Chucu site. It does a survey where it reveals what's being searched and where. Y mira pa allá, how is it that MAGA country is trans country? ¿Qué es eso? Huh? What are you guys hiding? A Democrat will say that he likes dick and not be afraid to say it. A MAGA person will say that they don't like dick, and then chucu chucu, they be sucking everyone in the bathrooms. What's going on? Why can't you be honest? I believe that this is where your rage comes from. I believe that most of y'all just need something. You just need something to release the pressure that you're feeling in your mind. I started scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, I don't remember, and this dude comes up that he's praying the gay away. Do you believe that people are still trying to pray the gay away? Motherfucker, take a dick. Just, por favor, stop it. Stop. This is why people are so unhappy. This is why people are going fucking crazy, because they're going against their own urges. At the very least, try it, and then you'll know that you don't like it. But stop saying that you're going to pray it away. It's not going to help. All you're going to do is be resentful, especially on social media. If you say something controversial on social media, de que tú estás rezando, que no te gustan los bichos más nada, someone is going to tell you something that's going to trigger you. And then you might start pulling triggers. Do you understand? That's how it works. That's how humans work. Especially nowadays. Especially the sensitive ones. Because yes, it was a Gen Zer. You understand? They're still learning. Todavía están aprendiendo. And then they come over here where this is not a learning platform. Okay? It doesn't matter where you're watching this. This is not an only learning platform. Esto aquí hay de todo. Está el cabrón. Here are smart people, dumb people, racist people, lovely people, hardworking people, lazy. Everything is here. So you're going to receive a comment that you're going to take seriously, and you're not going to understand the perspective where it's coming from. Y te jodiste. It's like, oh no, yo no quiero bicho. Yes, you do. Just accept it, bro. Just accept you live in West Bumblefuck. Why do you think that Brokeback Mountain was about cowboys? Brokeback Mountain wasn't about people living in the city. It wasn't about that. Why was that movie held to such high regard? Because esa es la verdad. That's the truth, okay? And the truth will set you free. Did you order a code red? Yes, they did. They wanted that code red in the ass. You want a code red in your ass. And I say red because that's the color of your party. And you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. The hub knows your truth. The hub knows your truth. We don't care. I'm being totally honest. No one gives a flying fuck. People pretend like they do, but they really don't. Once you come out, nadie le importa un carajo. So just go the fuck and do whatever the fuck you want to do. Y dejan esta pendejada. You gotta be against people. Most of the laws, la mayoría de las leyes that people want to go against don't even affect them. It doesn't even affect them. I can't imagine being a guy, ¿verdad? Yo siendo hombre, y yo pensando, you know what I hate? That most women are okay with abortions. Like, I hate that shit. And it's like, why? It's none of my business. It's not. I'm gonna save the world. I can't. You can't even save yourself, and you're worried about saving the world. You can't even buy dinner. You have high cholesterol. You have doctor bills that you can't support. You have so many things going on, and people have convinced you that these problems that have fucking shit to do with you son más importantes. Imagínate eso. Imagínate el mundo que nosotros vivimos. Imagine how mind fucked you actually are. Huh? And that's not to say that it's only the red, because the blues, you motherfuckers are crazy too. Not in the same way. You motherfuckers are too whimsical with it. At the same time, we need to defend what's ours. Como ahora mismo, Puerto Rico needs to be defended because someone started a war. Yeah, that's real too. Positive history. Eso es lo que se siente while I'm watching a Bad Bunny concert. Never in a million years did I think that I was going to cry at concerts. Como un señor, like an old man, you know, like I would be getting sentimental. Not only did I shed tears when I was at the actual concert, when I was in Puerto Rico en el Choliseo, en la Residencia, live en vivo, but I'm watching the concert being shown on Amazon, and I'm over here como un pendejo llorando como que puñeta. Am I doing life right? Am I supposed to be over there now? That's what this guy, this kid, this dude, this patriot has done. ¿Tú me entiendes? He gets you in your feelings with this. There's no other way to explain it. I know que si tú no eres boricua, it might be hard to understand. Maybe if you're Puerto Rican, it's not easy to understand. You don't feel the same way. Maybe you come from a free country that isn't doing as good as Puerto Rico because you don't have the backing. Pero puñeta, cuando yo te digo that I was so upset and happy at the same time watching this, that I felt so many feelings, porque como es, how is it possible that when he's transmitting it live through Amazon for the whole world, he has Joel y Randy, tiene a Ñengo Flow, he has Davey, he has fucking Mark Anthony cantando Preciosa, Preciosa te llevo dentro, and I got Fade. Tú sabes lo que es eso. Tú sabes el consentimiento. You know how I felt when I'm watching Mark Anthony. I felt so happy. And then I'm thinking, puñeta, when I was there, I got a Colombian Fade that still, to this day, from August 23rd that I was there, I still don't know a Fade song. My mind wants to fade that memory away. ¿Tú me entiendes? I'm kidding. I love the concert. This is just amazing, though. Hay que darle su respeto. Hay que darle su flores. You got to give the man his flowers. ¿Tú me entiendes? Porque no es tan solo un orgullo. It's not only that I feel proud. It's that I feel like something has to be done. I feel like the fire has been ignited. I feel like it was so long that we didn't even have matches. We didn't even have matches to light the fire, let alone a lighter. ¿Tú me entiendes? And this motherfucker just poured gasoline on a little flame. Y estamos todos como que rabiosos. Estamos todos como que, oh my God, we gotta do fucking something. Something has to happen. Tenemos que cambiar la cosa como va. No me quiero ir de aquí. Seguimos aquí, puñeta. De aquí soy yo. De aquí nadie me saca. Pero nos han sacado. They have thrown us away. And they did it in the best way possible. They convinced you to leave. They convinced me to leave. They convinced me that this was better. Thankfully, I got my wife to say, uno se pone a pensar, it's like, oh my God, how are you going to regret leaving? You got such a good life. Not really. But you got your wife. Oh my God, if you never would have left, you never would have met your wife. That's not true. She went to Puerto Rico. She met me over there. So, she's the lucky one. I'm just saying. Qué bien se siente ser de P fucking R y qué mal se siente ser de P fucking R y qué será el P fucking R de mañana. What will be of Puerto Rico of tomorrow? I have a Puerto Rico tattoo. I have a Caribbean tattoo that I'm deleting right now, but it's deleting so that I can get it again, done in a different way. Dice P fucking R o decía P fucking R. Removery works, by the way. Hay que hacer algo, mano. Amo PR. Gracias al hijo de la gran de Bad Bunny, de Benito, por todo lo que ha hecho. Y no sé, mano, ¿qué vamos a hacer? I have to ask qué vamos a hacer porque yo no puedo ser el único que vaya a hacer algo. Benito lo que está haciendo es regando la voz. He's just spreading, he's doing his job. Are we doing ours?